Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast English with Leo and Stella. I'm Leo, your host, and I'm so happy you're here today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stella, your co host. It's great to have you with us. We hope you're having a good day wherever you are in the world.
Yes, and thank you for joining us. In today's episode, we're going to talk about something that many English learners feel. You might have said this before. I understand English, but I can't speak it. Sound familiar?
Oh, yes, Leo, that's such a common feeling. A lot of people can understand English when they listen or when they read, but when it's time to speak, they freeze. The words just don't come out. It can feel so frustrating.
That's right. But don't worry, you are not alone. And the good news is, you can improve. Today, we're going to talk about why this happens and how you can start speaking more easily and with more confidence.
Yes, and don't worry, we will keep everything simple and clear. This podcast is for all English learners. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner, intermediate, or even advanced. If you want to practice your listening and also learn how to speak better, you're in the right place.
Yes, and don't worry, we will keep everything simple and clear. This podcast is for all English learners. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner, intermediate, or even advanced. If you want to practice your listening and also learn how to speak better, you're in the right. Yes, and don't worry. We will keep everything simple and clear. This podcast is for all English learners. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner, intermediate, or even advanced. If you want to practice your listening and also learn how to speak better, you're in the right place.
And while you listen to us, you're also practicing your English listening. So just relax, enjoy the conversation, and don't worry if you don't understand everything. You can listen again, and each time you will understand a little more.
That's the magic of practice. So, let's begin our journey today into one of the most common struggles in language learning. You understand English, but speaking feels hard. Let's talk about why that happens and what you can do to change it.
Let's do it!
So, let's talk about it. Why does this happen? Why do so many people understand English but still can't speak it?
Yes, this is a really important question. And first, we want to say, it's completely normal. You are not the only one. Many English learners feel this way. In fact, almost every learner goes through this at some point.
That's true. Understanding and speaking are actually two different skills. Just because you can understand a language doesn't mean you can speak it well yet. For example, think about how babies learn to speak.
Yes, that's a great example. When babies are learning a language, they listen for many months before they say their first word. They understand many things first. This is called the silent phase.
Right. The silent phase is when your brain is learning and collecting information quietly. You're listening, watching, and learning, but you're not speaking yet. And that's okay. It's a natural part of language learning.
But here's the thing. Some people stay in the silent phase for too long. They keep listening and reading, but they never try to speak. And the longer you wait, the harder it feels to start speaking.
Exactly. Another reason this happens is because speaking takes more energy. When you listen, you can just sit back and understand. But when you speak, you have to think quickly. You have to find the right words, build a sentence, and say it out loud, all in just a few seconds.
And that's not easy, especially if you're nervous. Speaking is active. It needs practice. Your mouth, your tongue, and your brain all need to work together. It's like learning to play a musical instrument. You need time and training to feel comfortable.
And sometimes The problem isn't just about skills, it's about emotions. A lot of learners feel afraid. They're scared to make a mistake, or they feel shy when they speak in front of others.
Yes, that's a big reason many learners stay silent. They're afraid of looking stupid or sounding wrong. They think their grammar must be perfect or their accent must be perfect before they speak.
That fear is called perfectionism. It means you want everything to be 100% right all the time. But language doesn't work like that. Nobody speaks perfectly, not even native speakers.
That's true. Even we make mistakes sometimes, and that's okay. Mistakes are part of learning. They show that you're trying, and they help you grow.
So to sum up, here are the main reasons this happens. First, you might be in the silent phase. You understand, but you haven't started speaking yet. Second, speaking is a different skill. It needs different practice. Third, you might feel fear or shyness. And fourth, you might be trying too hard to be perfect.
All of these reasons are common, and they're all things you can work on. You don't have to stay stuck. With the right mindset and a few simple exercises, you can start speaking more and more.
So don't be hard on yourself. If you understand English, that means you've already done a lot of work. Now, it's time to take the next step. Start speaking. Don't wait for perfect. Just start small and keep going.
In the next part, we're going to show you how to do that. We'll give you easy and fun solutions you can use every day. So stay with us.
All right, so now we understand why it's hard to speak English even when we can understand it. But let's go a little deeper. What are the real reasons behind this problem? What's really stopping us from speaking?
Good question, Leo. One of the biggest problems is actually very simple. It's the lack of speaking practice. Many learners just don't practice speaking enough. They might study grammar, read books, or watch English videos, but they don't speak English every day.
Exactly. Think about it like learning to swim. You can read all the books about swimming, watch videos, and even understand the techniques. But if you never get in the water, you'll never really learn how to swim.
That's a great example. Speaking is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it stays weak. So if you want to speak English better, you have to start speaking. Even if it's just a little every day, that's how you build your speaking muscles.
Another real problem is this. Many learners listen a lot, but they don't repeat what they hear. Listening is great, but it's not enough. If you only listen and never speak, your brain learns to receive English, but not to produce it.
That's so true. Repeating is powerful. When you hear a sentence, try to say it out loud. Try to copy the sound, the rhythm, and the words. This helps you remember phrases, improve your pronunciation, and get comfortable with speaking.
Now, let's talk about another big one. Fear of making mistakes. This is something that really stops people from speaking. They think, what if I say something wrong? Or, what if people laugh at me?
Yes, fear is a big block. And sometimes this fear comes from school or past experiences where someone corrected them too much. But the truth is, everyone makes mistakes. Mistakes are a normal, healthy part of learning.
In fact, if you're not making mistakes, it means you're not trying hard enough. You only learn when you push yourself a little. So if you make a mistake, just smile and keep going. That's how fluency is built.
Another problem is not having the right words or sentences ready. You want to say something, but you don't know how to say it in English. Your mind goes blank, and you feel stuck.
Yes, this happens a lot when learners only study vocabulary in isolation, like word lists. But in real conversation, we don't speak in single words. We speak in phrases and sentences. That's why it's important to learn chunks of language, like full sentences or common expressions.
For example, instead of just learning the word hungry, learn the full sentence. I'm hungry. I want to eat something. This way, your brain has ready-made phrases, and it's easier to speak without stopping.
And finally, one more real problem: translating in your head. A lot of learners think in their native language first, and then try to translate it into English. But that takes time, and sometimes the sentence sounds strange or unnatural.
Yes, and translating can make you slow. You stop in the middle of a sentence, trying to find the right English word. That's why we always say, try to think in English as much as possible. Even small thoughts, like, it's a nice day, or I'm going to the store. It doesn't have to be perfect, just simple English in your mind.
So, let's quickly go over the real problems behind this. Not enough speaking practice. Listening without repeating, fear of making mistakes. Not knowing useful words or phrases. Translating from your first language instead of thinking in English.
If any of these sound familiar to you, don't worry. It means you're just like millions of other learners around the world. And the best part is, you can change all of this, step by step.
In the next part, we'll share some simple and fun solutions to help you speak more confidently. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start, and we'll show you how.
Yes, let's turn those problems into progress.
Okay, so we've talked about the real problems that make speaking English hard. But now, it's time for the fun part. Solutions. What can you do to start speaking more and feel more confident when you do?
Yes. And guess what? The good news is, you don't need to travel to an English-speaking country. You don't even need a classroom or a teacher. There are so many simple things you can do every day, even by yourself, to get better at speaking.
Let's start with the first one. Practice speaking every day, even if you're alone. A lot of people wait until they have a partner or a class, but you don't have to wait. You can speak English by yourself, at home, in your room, or even while walking.
Yes, that's a great habit. Just talk to yourself in English. You can describe what you're doing. I'm brushing my teeth now, or I'm cooking rice for dinner. These small sentences help you think and speak in English naturally.
Another amazing method is called shadowing. It means you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say, at the same time or just after. It's like you're their echo. This helps you with pronunciation, speed, and sentence structure.
That's right. You can use podcasts, YouTube videos, or English movies. Choose a short clip. Listen to a sentence, pause, and then repeat it. Just like the speaker. Try to copy the sound and rhythm. Do it again and again. It really helps you sound more natural.
And don't worry if it's not perfect. It's practice. Now, let's talk about another helpful tip. Start with short sentences and common phrases. Don't try to make big, complicated sentences in the beginning.
Yes, simple is best. Use phrases like, how are you? Or, what time is it? Or, I like this. These are real sentences that people use every day. Practice them often so they become easy and automatic.
Another powerful tip is to record your voice. I know, it might feel strange at first, but recording yourself speaking English is one of the best ways to improve.
That's so true. When you listen to your voice, you can hear how you speak. You might notice small mistakes, or maybe your pronunciation isn't clear. But don't be hard on yourself. Just use it to improve. You can say the same sentence again and try to make it better.
Next is one of my favorites. Talk to yourself about your day. Every evening, take a few minutes and speak in English. Just talk like this. Today, I went to work. I had lunch with my friend. I watched a movie. It helps you practice real-life vocabulary.
Yes, and this also helps you think in English, which brings us to another important tip. Start thinking in English. This is so helpful. If you're always thinking in your own language, you'll always be translating in your head.
That's right. But if you practice thinking in English, even just for a few minutes a day, you'll start to build natural English thoughts, like, I need to buy milk, or it's cold outside. You don't have to speak out loud. Just try to think in English. It's a great step toward fluency.
Now, if you can find someone to practice with, that's amazing. You can do a language exchange. This means you speak English with someone and they speak your language in return. You both help each other.
Yes, there are websites and apps where you can find speaking partners from around the world. You can also join English speaking groups online. You don't have to be perfect to join. Just be open and friendly.
And one last reminder, don't be afraid to make mistakes. This is so important. Mistakes are not bad. They are part of the learning process. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new.
That's true. Nobody speaks a language perfectly from the start, not even children. We learn by trying, by failing a little, and then by getting better. So don't stop. Keep going. Even small steps lead to big results.
So let's go over these simple, powerful tips again. Speak English every day. Even alone, use the shadowing technique. Start with short, common sentences. Record your voice and listen. Talk to yourself about your day. Think in English during small tasks. Try to find a speaking partner. And most of all, don't be afraid to make mistakes.
These things might sound simple, but they really work. If you practice them every day, even for just 10 or 15 minutes, you'll see big changes in your speaking confidence.
And you'll feel proud of yourself. Because you're not just learning English, you're using it. That's the key.
In the next part of the podcast, we'll share some practical and fun speaking activities you can try today. So stay with us.
Let's keep going on this journey together.
All right, now that we've talked about fun and easy ways to start speaking more, let's get even more practical. In this part of the episode, we're going to share real speaking activities you can do every day. These are simple things that help you practice, even if you don't have a speaking partner.
Yes, these are things you can do by yourself, or with a friend, or even with your phone. The goal is simple, to help you get comfortable speaking English in real-life situations. And the more fun you make it, the better.
Let's start with the first one. Describe your room or what you see around you. This sounds easy, but it's a great way to start thinking in English. Look around and say what you see. This is my desk. There's a book on the table. The chair is next to the window.
Yes. You can also describe colors, shapes, or what something is made of. Like, the curtains are blue. The table is made of wood. I see a lamp on the shelf. Just talk about everything you see. It's great practice for vocabulary and sentence structure.
Next, try talking about your daily routine. This helps you use everyday verbs and actions. You can say things like, I wake up at 7 a.m., I brush my teeth. I make breakfast. I go to work. Say it out loud like you're telling a story. You can do this in the morning or at night to review your day.
Yes, and try to add a little more each time. Like, I had coffee with milk. I walked to the bus stop. I talked to my coworker about a project. It's like building your own mini English diary, but with speaking.
Another great activity is to ask and answer simple questions. You can ask yourself things like, what did I eat today? What do I want to do tomorrow? Then answer in English. This helps you think faster in conversations.
Or you can write questions on paper and practice answering them, like, what's your favorite food? Do you like your job? Where do you want to travel? Pretend you're in an interview or talking to a new friend. This makes your brain practice natural conversation.
Speaking of conversation, another useful activity is to practice common situations, like going to a store or a restaurant. You can practice simple dialogues by yourself or with a friend.
For example, pretend you're at a coffee shop. Say, "Hi, I'd like a coffee, please. Do you have any sandwiches? Can I pay by card?" These are real phrases people use all the time. You can also imagine how the other person replies.
Yes, this is called role-playing, and it's super helpful. You can be two people in one conversation. You ask a question, then switch roles and answer it. It sounds funny, but it works.
It's also really helpful to use apps and podcasts to practice. Many apps let you record your voice, repeat after native speakers, and hear how you sound. Some even give you speaking feedback.
And if you're already listening to this podcast, great job. You can listen again and try to repeat what we say. That's called shadowing, and it helps with pronunciation and confidence.
Here's a fun idea. Pause the podcast after a sentence and then repeat that sentence out loud. Try to match our tone and rhythm. You'll sound more fluent with practice.
Let's go over the activities quickly, just to recap. Describe your room or surroundings. Talk about your daily routine or your day. Ask and answer simple questions. Practice common conversations like at a store or cafe. Role play, different situations with yourself or a friend. Use English apps and podcasts to repeat and shadow.
All of these activities can be done in just 5 to 10 minutes a day. The more often you do them, the easier speaking will feel. It's like training your speaking muscles. And little by little, you'll feel more confident.
Yes, the key is to make speaking English part of your normal day. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent.
So, if you're listening to this right now, pick one of these activities and try it today. Talk about your room, or your lunch, or even repeat one of our sentences. Just speak. You're ready.
In the next part, we'll talk more about mindset, how to stay motivated and confident while you're learning to speak. You're doing great so far, and we're excited to keep going with you.
Let's keep learning, practicing, and having fun with English.
All right. Before we finish today's episode, let's talk about something really important. Encouragement and some real talk. Because learning to speak English is not always easy. And sometimes it can feel frustrating or even discouraging.
That's right, Leo. I want to remind everyone listening that everyone struggles in the beginning. You're not alone. Even people who speak English fluently now had a time when they didn't know what to say, when they were afraid to speak, or when they made lots of mistakes.
Absolutely. Speaking English is a skill, just like riding a bike or playing a sport. When you first start, it feels difficult. You might fall or make mistakes. But the more you practice, the better you get.
Yes, it's all about doing it again and again. The more you speak, the easier it becomes, and the more confident you feel. There is no secret, just time and practice.
And that brings me to another important point. Learning takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So if you don't see big changes immediately, don't give up. Small progress every day adds up to big improvement over weeks and months.
Exactly. Sometimes learners get impatient. They want to speak perfectly right away. But that's not how it works. Your goal should not be perfection. It should be progress.
Yes, progress means moving forward little by little. Maybe today you can say a short sentence. Tomorrow, a longer one. Next week, You can have a small conversation. It's all part of the journey.
And remember, mistakes are part of progress. Don't be afraid of them. Mistakes show you're trying. They help you learn and improve. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes.
So, if you feel shy or nervous, it's okay. It means you care about speaking well. But don't let fear stop you. Take a deep breath, speak your best, and keep going. You are stronger than your fear.
Also, celebrate your successes. Every time you speak a sentence, even a small one, you're winning. Give yourself a little smile or a well done. That positive feeling will keep you motivated.
And remember, you're not alone. So many people are on the same path as you. We're here to help you, and so is the whole English learning community around the world.
So keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and keep speaking English. Your voice matters. Your English matters.
Thank you for spending this time with us today. We believe in you, and we know you can do this.
Yes! Keep speaking, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Wow, Stella, we've covered a lot today. It feels great to talk about this common challenge, understanding English but feeling stuck when speaking.
Yes, Leo. We talked about why this happens, like the silent phase and fear, and then the real problems, like not practicing enough and translating in your head.
And the best part, our easy, fun solutions. Speaking every day, shadowing native speakers, recording yourself, thinking in English, and finding speaking partners. Plus, some really useful activities like describing your room or role-playing conversations.
Right. We also reminded everyone that speaking is a skill that takes time. It's okay to make mistakes. Progress is the goal, not perfection. And don't forget to celebrate every small success.
If you take one thing from today's episode, I hope it's this. Start speaking English today. Even if it's just a little. Talk to yourself, repeat after us, or try one of the activities we shared.
Yes, practice makes progress. Your speaking will get better with every word you say, so don't wait. Use English today.
We want to say a big thank you to all of you listening. We're happy to be part of your English learning journey. Your efforts inspire us, and we believe in every one of you.
Absolutely. And guess what? In our next episode, we'll talk about how to build your English vocabulary faster and easier. It's going to be fun and super useful.
So make sure to join us next time. Until then, keep speaking, keep practicing, and keep smiling.
Thanks for listening, everyone. See you soon.